everybody, and welcome to the Final Fantasy VI Randomizer Ladder Week series. This is going to be week 4. I am Saberwolf, and I am joined by Sir Blogs a lot. How you doing, Blogs?
Glad to be here. Excited to see some hardcore racing tonight.
All right. Today we have 3. Last week we only had 2, but this week we got 3 players for you today. We got Cid coming back once again to do the live seeds for you. We also have Jax, and we also have Kielbasa. Probably going to call him Sausage half the time. So, just to let you know that already. In case you want to check out their streams, they are right there in the chat for you. It's ShadowCid, Jexvrok, and Kielbasiago. And also today for the streamers, for the callers, we have myself, Saberwolf at Saberwolf Gaming, Sir Blogs a lot at Sir Blogs a lot on Twitch. Ceiling Cat will be our tracker for tonight, and doing the lively streaming for us is Javinator.
Thank you, everybody, for helping us out. Looks like our game is just about to get started, and we're starting with Realm, Setzer, and Terra tonight. So otherwise, some pretty standard racing rules, but starting with the 3 characters, providing some more options for how our racers might diverge straight away.
Yep, and a couple of statistic stuff to clear up for everybody. This is a normal progression 2 seed, standard XP gains and money gains. All the characters will be their original vanilla set, 100% just as is. And yeah, so just your normal seed, just what you would normally redo at our website for the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. And just except we have 3 characters starting, not 2 characters starting. And of course, everybody's going to start with the good old Terra Treasure.
Which very valuable in this particular seed. You get an experience egg and a dragoon horn. Did I see a Minerva? Did I see an Aura Lance? Like all of the things are in the treasure room.
Yeah, the one thing about this seed, it starts you off very, very, very well for a possible jumper, for the early rod, if you try to cast your first boss maybe, etc. But everybody has the same idea, go for the Esper Cave immediately.
Now, as folks may know, the ladder is an async race, so we have a whole lot of folks who are participating and a whole lot of folks who've already played this, but the 3 racers tonight are playing it live for the first time. They don't know anything what's in it. I have not played this seed myself, but Saberwolf, you have, so I'll be the audience surrogate tonight, and you can fill us in on things that might be coming down the road that we don't see coming.
Yeah, like I said, and they don't even see what each other's doing. They're completely blind to each other, so there's absolutely no tells for these guys that are, or what's going to happen, what's going to come up for them. And oh, we got Cid falling into lava there. Ouch. Again, twice.
Yeah, those bridges, if you get the rhythm the very first time and have a habit of going through them that way, you can do it, but once you screw up once and that rhythm's off, then it can be really complicated to work your way back through it.
Yeah, one thing, yeah, like you said, Blogs, like I did run through the seed. It tripped me up at the end. When we get closer to the end, I'll talk about that then. We have Jex doing the little hidden items in the middle of that little field there.
I did not know about either of those.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 little hidden items in that square section that you just walked through there, and there's another one actually behind the chest. If you don't know the exact point, you can waste a lot of time doing that. So, but
every single time I watched that, I learned something new that I didn't know before.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about watching these streams. Even if you just play vanilla, you don't want to do the randomizer part, you can still learn a lot about this game. And we got our first little tale here. Looks like Sausage got through the whole cave first. It's going to be not a character. It's going to be Stray.
So our players have their first Esper. That's going to increase the difficulty a little bit before they even tackle their first battle. So they have to prepare themselves for that.
Yep, something with progression. Every time you gain a character, every time you gain Esper, and I think every time you do a dragon, I believe, it increases the difficulty of the seed.
If the dragon is required.
If the dragon is required. It's not required for this, you're right.
Exactly. So I always find it like a little bit of a curse and a blessing when you get that Terra start and you want to go through there and get the free result there in Esper Cave because you don't have to fight any battles for it. But if you don't get good gear, then you can have a little bit more challenge ahead of you when you actually start taking on battles. I'm not as worried about these players because they found a whole lot of loot already, and there's still plenty of other places for them to loot as well.
Definitely. And Kielbasa went straight to South Figaro, the balanced version. Picked up some running shoes, nothing in an X potion, nothing too major yet there.
I definitely prefer balanced South Figaro over imbalanced South Figaro.
Well, unless you have one of the unless you have Edgar with you, because you do get a discount at the shops and the ruined version of South Figaro.
Sorry, I was just making a bad joke, but that is true. Having Edgar certainly helps.
Oh, you're talking about the ruined. Okay, sorry. Some of the skills, though, one of the skills that one of the characters did start with, which was Setzer, was Throw. That is an incredibly strong ability to have, as Sid demonstrates right there. So if you could find some Ninja Stars or even Shuriken early, ooh, the red jacket on Kielbasa there. If you could find those, they could put out a lot of damage, especially the fire skins and the water skins. They could actually do a lot of, like 1,000 damage, even at level 3. So.
And that's very helpful for AoE attacks very early on too, when your other characters might not be as strong, relying on that one thrower to kind of take care of everything for you.
Yeah, and gain those quick levels, because like everybody just got an Esper to start out with, so the seed already ticked up, but everybody's still at the starting levels of level 3. So Zarnia Gown.
Right, we see Sid taking this simple battle, but taking a little bit of time, having a couple little challenges along the way. He might be fine, but relying on throw without throwable currency, throwing an item that he picked up there.
Oh, nice proc on that fire rod that's equipped on Terra there. Yeah, a couple good levels there. Oh, I got kicked out by the soldier, okay.
That's an interesting strategy to, incorporate a battle and I guess kind of get a shortcut rather than just walking the whole way around, getting a little experience along the way.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing and possibly a curse, because you could run into a very difficult enemy, but if you have a warp stone, I believe you started with at least one warp stone, you could just get out of the fight and say like, oh, never mind, and you still end up at the entrance of the area, so I guess that works out.
Interesting to see there in the airship there's an Excalibur for sale. Not the highest end sword, but certainly something to work with if you don't have any other options.
Wait, that was on the airship?
The vendor on the airship had Excaliburs for sale, along with
like Excaliburs.
Auto crossbows and Excaliburs. He's got interesting wares. We're not here to judge.
Yeah, Excalibur is a good throwable item, but that's a very expensive throwable item.
Yeah, definitely not seeing people using the 10 stacks for Excaliburs.
Oh, reset. Okay, so there was a gen box for the backwoods dealer, and Kielbasa just reset right out of that. Not worth the money.
Right, as folks may or may not know, you can find out if it's going to be an Esper or not if you buy it in the World of Balance, but not if you buy it in the World of Ruin. And I think that's what happened there, right?
Oof. Yeah, the Saban's teacher from the Balance, one little quick item there was Metal Knuckle, so not much there.
Oh, I stand corrected. He was in World of Balance, but just took a chance hoping for a good item, I guess.
Yeah.
I was not happy with the result.
Jix is now going through the Returner Cave. Wonder if he's gonna go down the river, though. Because you can get a lot of levels that way.
Looks like Sid's going for it, and I did see Shuriken were for sale there too, and he stocked up, so he might be good to go depending on what he runs into.
Yep, Sid is jumping to take the plunge. Jex is not, or well, not yet. He's still in the background.
Brachiosaurs, though, not what you want to see on the river.
No, and that's going to be an immediate smoke bomb out of that. But hopefully there's something at the end of the water here. Cool thing though in vanilla is that loop. I usually back in the day I had a automatic controller, and I would stick it on auto mode in the loop on the river, and I would walk away from the game system for a couple hours, and then come back, and all my characters would be leveled over 20.
I did the same thing. It was the one time I was grateful for Bannon.
Yep. And yeah, you just move his Bannon's heal to the top of the list, so that way you just auto heal everybody.
We see that Kielbasiago found an Atma in the realm check there.
Not just anything. Wow, man, that's Atma weapon.
Well, Atma weapon is the one from the Floating Continent, I believe, and Atma by himself.
Yeah.
Is the Kefka's Tower one. But
yeah.
Either way, he's noping out of there.
Level 3 ain't gonna cut it against Atma weapon.
We do see Cid trying to take on some of these Apocryphos, not having an AoE option. He avoided those cats earlier because it was a sort of big crew, but looks like he's trying to take down some of these guys, get some experience before he gets to the end of the river.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking the river road, you're gonna have to try to grab some sort of XP because you get so many battles popped up for you, especially when there's a boss waiting for you at the end of that run. So.
Taking a risk and using one of the few Phoenix Downs he has there to try to kill the undead enemy, but not an enemy that he can kill with that. I don't know if it's because of the flag or because it's just not undead anyway.
Well, either way, I mean, yeah, there could be flags, so as you said, so I don't think it's going to work anyways. Jex is now in Narsh. Going to the treasure room in there, see if there's anything good. Hero ring, diamond armor. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
Setzer takes a fall to a level 5 Doom, which is going to hurt because he only has one Phoenix down left. He might just not level his Setzer. I'm not sure what he's going to do there.
Yeah, he's got that's another Brachiosaur. Yeah, it's not. Don't take the risk. Just smoke bomb out. Yep. Oh, he's so close to that room.
Those random battles, they'll get you.
Jex finds some shuriken for his Setzer thrower. Should boost the damage output a little bit. Hey, finally got to the end there. I don't know if the Cid have any tents though, or sleeping bags.
Nope.
Doesn't appear to be. No, he did have one.
Oh,
he did have one, so that was kind of a oof.
Yeah, so no Phoenix Downs going into the boss fight. He's going to use that alternative save slot to make sure that he does not get soft blocked here in the Elite River and have to start the whole seed over.
Especially in that situation for almost wasting a Phoenix down there. And he still has a long way to go down the river here, so he's at the loop point that we were talking about a little while ago. And Setzer's gonna get. Oh, okay, no. I was worried. I thought he was like level 10 there or something. So, well.
We see Kielbasiago is gonna head up to Jador and try to do the realm check, but already facing some trouble there from some sand horses, excuse me.
Hmm. Yeah, very rough start for everybody fighting-wise there. But it looks like Jex is going to go up to, looks like he's going to try to do Welk.
Now we see that tent being put to good use at the second save point there on the river.
Never mind. He tried to take a hard right, and he's going up to Kefka instead.
Might be a similar strategy of grabbing one of the fights along the way through Kefka to prepare for that boss. Not sure. Harder to do when you only have to use a fraction of your party, though.
Yeah, see, Kefka and Narsh. Okay, well, it's gonna be it shouldn't be too bad. We hope. I don't want to reveal it yet, but just going off by my notes and some of the notes that sorry, I'll check my. Thankfully, that Franklin provided for us for this stream tonight. I want to thank Franklin too for that.
Thanks, Franklin.
Yeah, there is a chest behind those doors there. Always just go for that chest because you gotta wait for the doors anyways. By the time you get the chest, come back around, the door should be there ready for you to go, so.
Oh no! Setzer did not get a chance to gain a level before getting hit by another level 5 Doom. So.
But everybody does have experience eggs though, so you can catch up.
Can catch up, yep. Kielbasiago finding some Narsh guards there, a little easier fight, although not really going to help him much in the experience department either.
Yeah, Jix has taken a couple of battles there. Bugs, not too bad. One water shuriken should be able to do it. Or water edge, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, 400 damage each, that should do it. Meanwhile, Sausage, on the other side, he's throwing the fire ones at Bubba and getting 1,000 damage with those throws.
That's something you do want to see.
Now using that fire rod, breaking it.
Baba can be a little tricky when you see him early because he does have all of those spells. Magic spells don't scale down quite as much as regular attacks, so you do have to watch out when he starts hitting you with those bolt 2s and whatnot. But it looks like Kielbasiago's holding himself okay. Well, I spoke a second too soon. Didn't mean to jinx you there, Kielbasiago.
Commentator curse! Get up, Rome. But yeah, but Baba also has a lot of health too, so. I mean, he's already put in at least 6,000 or 7,000 damage into it already. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hits like a truck there, for sure.
We got a. Was that a Vanilla Ultros? Yeah.
It's actually in the water. That's a very rare occurrence in this particular randomizer.
Yeah, unfortunately, with no fire spells or anything yet from this, it's going to be a very slow, just punch him in the face for a while. Oh, that's a fire rod, though. That's right. I forgot. Cid has a fire rod equipped, so. Of course, if he just broke it right now, he probably could just kill it.
Yeah, if I were in his situation and I already had one person down, I'd probably just hold on to it and keep hoping for those procs, because then you're out of other options.
Yeah, especially when you're blinded and you're just missing.
Yeah, that's not good either.
No, it's on the other character. Oh, okay, never mind. Managed to get out of it.
Cid is rewarded with a Maduin. Terra's dad's along for the ride. Meanwhile, Kielbasiago has found a Scion, adding a 4th character to his ranks. And I think there was Capture on Scion, so probably not the skill he was hoping to find, but otherwise he'll be glad to have a 4th party member at least.
Yes, Scion was a little bit of a drag on the seed there, so not much to show for that. But that's going to be a dead Setzer on Jax's screen, and unfortunately Terra has a fire sword. Is going to be healing that, so he's going to have to unequip that. Oof, Regal Cutlass, that feels bad.
one of the lowest damaging swords in the game, I believe.
Yes.
Gonna instead work on healing that Setzer back up. That's probably the right call to get out of that mess.
Kielbasiago going back to the world of balance here. He's going to go straight for the leader check on Cyan.
I do see that the Esper Madoin has Merton on it. Merton strats, always fun if you can find yourself some fire and ice shields and thunder shields, because all three of them will either nullify or absorb that fire damage, and you can just wreak havoc through Kefka's tower with it.
But after all that, we do need the fire damage now, as we have a Yeti on screen. Okay, yeah, 4,000 damage at that. That's a good start.
That'll do it, yeah.
Boom, that's it.
That was a very quick dead Sasquatch there.
The one thing about this seed I did run into when I was running it, there was a lot of enemies like Pumbaba and Yeti, like that. That was weak to fire damage, and there was an abundance of fire damage out of these Espers. So hopefully our runners will catch up on that.
Air Force, not one of the ones that is weak to fire, but we see Kielbasiago holding his own there, taking him down.
Yep, throwing those bolt shuriken. That'll help with that because it is weak to lightning. So there you go.
Unfortunately, the ward is not going to be something he's too excited about. I believe it's just going to be a red cap there.
Yeah, feels bad. After all that fighting, nothing to show for it.
I personally find, obviously it's not helping you in your speed, but when you only have 4 party members or less, I actually don't mind finding some of my dead checks then. Like, if I'm going to find a dead check,
no, that's Junior. That's
Junior.
Not the real one. That's
number
Junior.
24. I only saw the sprite and I was like, oh gosh. No, but when you only have 4 players, doing some of those dead checks and building up the experience of that party, when you find another character, they're going to be the average of that. And if there's someone with a really strong skill or something you can equip, something you've been waiting to equip, then they're going to be at a higher level and you don't have to kind of catch them up. Whereas if you find that character 7th or 8th, you've had a couple of party members chilling on your airship not gaining levels, and it kind of feels worse to try to add them to the party. So finding those dead checks where you're killing some enemies, getting some extra experience, and some other items that can strengthen your party, I'd rather find them earlier, to be honest.
Well, Cabasa's going to try that Atma weapon again. He's the only one that's seen it already. The other 2 have not found that realm check yet. So, but he feels he's high enough level, he's going to try it now.
He definitely seems to be managing himself much better than he did the first time.
Yeah, and those, like I said, the bolt edges, the fire edges, the water edges, those really help you through those throws. Throws a very powerful ability in the Worlds Collide variation, and it takes care of Magic Master Jr.
Got a little bit of trouble there on Jex's screen with lots of confuse happening, and healing him with that flame saber. Not the progress he probably wants to be making.
I think I see Merton on that was just learned off the Manduin, because I didn't remember seeing it. So
yeah, it was on the
Manduin.
Manduin.
So
yep.
All right, so yeah, some Merton strats coming in here possibly.
One hopes. I love Merton strats.
And a Shiva for Kabasa. Now, actually, instead of going back the other direction or just warping out, I actually continue the path and get the last 2 chests from the next couple rooms there.
Yeah, I usually check those as well, because, going through all 3 holes to check treasures doesn't feel good, but the one that you can drop in that gives you access to 2 different ones definitely does.
Yep. Yeah, and you just warp out after you check the second one. Just a quick little check, doesn't take very long. You never know.
And it looks like Cid is also going to do the Kefka journey while he's in Narsh. Meanwhile, they've both picked up a go-go from the wealth check there down in the mines, where we fought number 24.
No love for the murder child, unfortunately. Cid's kicking around and electing to go with go-go, probably because of the throw ability.
Yeah, he's fully stocked up on shuriken, so he's probably going to just want to throw. Kielbasiago's heading over to Daryl's tomb, just west of Collingen. You know, one of the easy sets or checks is just walking into Collingen, and then you can hop right a few feet over to the tomb and wander through. And you can also check a trapped treasure chest if you want. A lot of racers tend not to, but you never know when you might find that offering that's going to just give you new strats to play with.
Very true. Jex is working his way to the Atma weapon there. Passing the ghost on the way. Sid also having a problem with the Phase Necromancer fight.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more challenging than you know, some people realize, just because of the diversity of things that they can do to get in your way or slow you down. Not necessarily the most harmful battle, but certainly zombie is not a mode you want to find.
Then we have a Gigantos on the screen for Kabasa. He must have did the trap chest check there.
And you know,
I reset out of this. I didn't want any part of that, so.
He seems confident that he can take him down. And the one thing is, even though the Hardened is not the most exciting item to get, I believe that Gigantos has the largest proportional amount of experience. So you hop in that fight and you've got an experience egg on, that can actually really help you in the leveling department.
Very nice. Looks like we're gonna have 3 different boss battles at the same time here. We got oh wow, that was a realm limit break there.
Limit breaks not something you see very often when you're playing Final Fantasy III, but they do technically exist if you're using fight on low life, and I guess that just worked for him that time.
And apparently Kefka is channeling his inner vampire hiding in the crypt there.
Well, but now he's run away.
Hey, run away. Odin. So right now, we're about 26 minutes into the race here. We have Jex with 4 characters and 4 espers. Kabasa also with 4 characters, 4 espers. Sid with 4 characters, 2 espers. However, you will be getting his 3rd esper as soon as this Yeti goes down. So a pretty tight race. Sid is slightly behind, I would say, right now.
Yeah, and I think that's partly just because of the time that Sid spent on the river doing that first check. Obviously, a check that neither of the other 2 players have done or may even ever do. Not sure how much that Maduin is going to make the difference having completed it.
But he did get Merton out of it. So if he can find the red jackets and the flame shields, it could benefit in the long run. So just got to play a little bit of a long game there. And he didn't get the levels that he was looking for either on the river. So.
Right. We now see Kielbasiago heading into Cyan's Dream. This is 3 checks in 1, so great way to make some progress. And he's definitely got some levels behind him now, so he's probably going to have no trouble working his way through these 3 bosses, unless something disastrous happens, which could be me cursing his run again, but I hope not.
None of those espers are anything to write home about. I saw Poison Osmosis on 1, Wild Wind on the other, and I believe that was Break on the 3rd one, so nothing spell-wise to write home about right now. And we have Ultros number 2.
I am sad that none of our Ultros variations have the one where he pops down and pops back up. We just sort of skip over that mechanic. It's a little tedious, obviously, but I always enjoyed the charm of it, as if positioning on a Final Fantasy III battlefield makes a difference.
And that was a Seraph, ooh, there you go, Bolt 3 at 20, and I think there was an Ice in there too. I think it was Ice 2 or Ice 1.
That's definitely some love you want to give to the murder child.
But yeah, couple fire twos learned off of the fire shield. Did a pretty good job of there.
And it's not going to be a character in the other check there. We can see it's a merchant running through the Ghost Train Dream.
And this is the puzzle that everybody likes in the game.
I'm surprised more people don't pop into that first train to get the other treasure. I don't know if everyone knows, but there's the treasure where you have to hit the switch and it looks like you have to run all the way around before the box moves back. But if you just hit the switch twice, you can walk right through it and pick up that treasure. I always think it's worth popping in to see what's in there because as people were already saying in chat, as people were already saying in chat, every chest you don't open is an Illumina.
Then everybody would miss Illumina and South Figaro and that far chest on the back deck there.
I mean, it's always an Illumina. Every time I wave as I go through South Figaro and I say, "Hey, Beryl, I'm not going to come get you, but I hope that you and your Illumina are having a happy time together."
And it's Beryl and the Barrel Buddies. Better Barrel Buddy. Oh man, I just missed that one. So Sid's going to be doing the crypt check now. We got Kielbasa finishing up on the dream. And I forgot where Jax is right now.
I think he's Jador doing the realm check.
Oh, you're doing the realm check. Okay.
So Jax is going to find a Cyan. Sid's going to find an Odin. And we'll see what else comes from this dream very shortly.
The other part of the dream. Let's see. Well...
Just because we know doesn't mean you have to spoil it.
Assassin. Infrared and Shiva for the battle.
Might wait till the yeah, I see some just quick fighting there to skip to the Shiva phase so that you can, well, maybe if you just Ninja Stars Ifrit will be enough.
Yeah, but all the Fire 2s learned from the early Flame Shield kind of just want to just wait around for the switch over sometimes, but 2 stars to the phase, that'll work.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody realized, but there's a very specific mechanic to that fight, which is I think once you land, is it 3 blows or 5 blows, that's when it switches. So it's not on a timer like some things in some other fights, but you can really be strategic about, oh, I want to try to really lay on the damage on Ifrit, or I want to skip quickly to Shiva.
Also note, Cid did not take the Gigantos fight. He skipped that one. Palador. So that's 2 Espers on that dream sequence, and the swordsmanship level up, which nobody has swordsmanship right now, but maybe they'll be able to give somebody later.
Spoilers.
It's gotta be there somewhere. Thunder Shield.
Thunder Shield, you know, if Cid ends up going to that...
Oh, well... Well, Palador also with the Volt 2, so everybody can learn Volt 2 pretty quickly.
Well,
I was going
to say, if Cid ends up getting that Thunder Shield, that's one more character that can survive Merton. Merton does both fire and wind damage, and so a Flame Shield will absorb it, an Ice Shield will nullify it, and a Thunder Shield will also nullify it because it nullifies wind damage.
Interesting. So let's see where Kielbasa goes. Everybody else... Oh, Sid's doing the check the air right now in the ship and the row, and he gets a Dullahan.
Which is somewhat fitting because he just finished Daryl's tomb.
It was meant to be.
He's definitely strong enough now that early level question mark Pearl won't wipe him out. That can be a little dangerous early in a seed, but I think we're far enough along now that most of these battles will probably go a lot more smoothly.
Kielbasa, taking an intentional fight, took off the charm on purpose to try to get another level fight in there.
And Jex finds his Cyan. My guess is he stays with Gogo when he sees that capture, but we'll see.
It's interesting that Cid, now, when you mimic throw, does it even cost them the item cost? I don't think it does.
I think you can mimic anything, and it doesn't matter if you have an extra one in your currency.
Because he had, I'm saying that because he had Gogo actually intentionally throw, so... And there's an Esper.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Another hero ring for Kielbasiago there up in Mount Zozo. Which is always a good item to find, because anybody's going to be able to put it to decent use.
Another Bolt 3 off that on the Ragnarok. And also see a Fire 3 in there too from another Esper.
Yep, Jav confirms, I think what is both our understandings is that if Gogo throws, with the throw command, it consumes, but if you mimic someone else throwing, it does not consume it.
Yeah, like I said, it said you actually use the throw command on Gogo in that situation there, so...
Well, I definitely think that, there's room for having Gogo use the same command as someone else in your party. You don't always want to have to wait to make sure that you time his mimic for after that other person's skill. And when you're fully stocked up on Shuriken, as I think all of our players are at this point, there's nothing lost there by just making sure they both can keep doing damage whenever they have the opportunity.
Wow, so that was nice. So Kabasa popped the dragon, and a couple of characters have both threes with a bolt throw, so that was an easy fight.
That went down so fast, and that'll be some really great experience and a decent item problem.
And the item is Scimitar. And an Ice Shield.
Yeah, the Ice Shield is what I was looking for. Every dragon has a default item that in vanilla you get for beating them, but I was hoping for a good quest reward for it there, and I'm sure he's pretty happy to find an Ice Shield.
And again, Merton strats. Fortunately, though, only an item there. The question is, what kind of item is it?
It might be one he wants to use.
Well, Jex is going to find out soon. Looks like either he's doing a save, so it looks like he's also going to do the dragon in. That's an Atma weapon.
Atma weapon, something players are finding a lot more use for since the most recent patch to Worlds Collide. Previously, Atma weapon was really only useful when you got to levels higher than most racers would get to. But we changed up what Atma weapon does, and now it's a lot more useful and powerful, and definitely an exciting item to find on a dead check if you have to find one.
And it looks like Kabas is immediately going to throw the experience egg onto Terra, seeing that she can actually equip the Atma weapon. So looks like eventually the weapon's going to be landing on her.
Yeah, for folks who are watching and aren't familiar, Atma weapon is a weapon with very special mechanics that are based on your maximum HP and literally how much HP you have while you're using it. And so having an experience egg, having a character that can get their level really high, you can raise that HP up and really just churn out the damage.
Jack's running into a little problem right now. He does not have the Bolt 3s or the Bolt Shuriken that Kabasa had, but managed to get through the fight anyways.
Yeah, Kielbasiago, I think at this point, has all these high-level spells, probably going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah, and about to pick up his 7th Esper here too. So Kielbasiago to a big lead right now. I can't say big lead because Cid already's at 4-7. Cid kind of snuck out of nowhere and caught up with everybody else. Then he's gonna start doing he's doing the other Zozo check, Zozo balance check for Terra.
Yeah, it's funny. It was not more than a few minutes ago that we said Cid was a little behind from doing Lead River, but he's already caught up in terms of what he needs to get to Kefka's tower. So, that just goes to show, like, how much variety is built into this game.
So Jax is now going to go through the Atma weapon check here, sees that Terra can use it, and whip it on Terra. And warp right out of there. Kielbasiago is now going up to the caves of Narsh.
I don't think we saw him do the wealth check yet.
And I know we missed it the last 2 times, but that is a Strago behind the Yeti. So in the world of ruin.
Yep, for folks who don't know,
Jex has found the dragon boots in the world of ruin in South Figaro.
Which we see him promptly hooking up with the dragon horn that we found earlier in the Imperial base, thanks to Terra's check, and putting that Atma weapon to very strong use in probably every subsequent fight.
That's a goddess on the screen.
Goddess, not always the most exciting thing to find, can be quite a challenge.
Well, it's exciting for us.
It is exciting for us.
Yep, and Jax also sees that Crusader plus 100% on the level ups there, has experiencing, he's put all the parts together. That was one of the biggest keys to this seed, is putting the ammo weapon, the dragon boots, the dragon horn, with the Crusader Esper. That's going to be a lot of damage down the road.
Yeah, the only risk you face is if you're going through Kefka's tower and that character is not on the right party that you need it to be on to get through one of those bosses.
And generally, when you get to Kefka's tower, you want your strongest 2 or 3 players on Team 3, because as you progress through the tower, usually they're the ones that have to fight the extra 2 bosses, versus everybody else just has to fight 1 statue. So, unless you have to fight dragons like that, and that can change a little bit there. But generally, on a basic set like this, you want your best team to be Team 3 and get those extra 2 bosses.
We see Cid struggling a little bit. I think he just used his last Phoenix down there to revive his Go-Go, relying on that Pearl Rod to try to do some damage, but unfortunately Goddess absorbs Pearl.
Yes, so Goddess just got reset, probably almost a full health here. And now everybody's condemned after this, so now we're on a time limit.
Yeah, and this is something that we were talking about with this seed before we started, but I think we're kind of starting to recognize the role that it plays. Is we haven't really seen a lot of healing options, not a lot of items for sale in store other than tonics and maybe I think some potions, but no healing spells to help keep your party alive, which makes it a lot more challenging as you get into harder battles like this one.
And I will let everybody know right now, throughout the rest of the seed, there wasn't much to find either. Whatever you found in the chest, which says X potions, and I think I found like 3 or 4 elixirs, that was it. No cure 1, 2, no cures 2 and 3, no life 1, 2, and 3. It was just 3 or 4 elixirs, and I think it was 6 X potions. I think that was it.
Cid remembering to check the 2 little treasures there, but find some Marvel shoes. Probably not what he was hoping to find, but Marvel shoes, a pretty great relic any character can benefit from.
And Kielbasiago runs into a goddess now.
I noticed Jex also found some fixed dice in World of Ruin South Figaro and threw them on one of his characters, so you might see some fixed dice strats. Not everybody's favorite because they're not reliable, but they can definitely put out some damage, and again, with experience eggs going on, that's another item that can benefit from powering up one of your heroes a lot, get them to a high level to get those higher rolls.
Was that next? I thought I saw an Excalibur dude come off of Goddess there.
Yes, Goddess I think always jumps in Excalibur actually.
And not an S for Marvel shoes was at the end of that.
See, thank you, chat. There are other people acknowledging that fixed dice are good. I get excited when I find fixed dice. I use them.
Yes.
I found them to be really productive in my season. A lot of other people poop on them and say, "Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it that it's not reliable when I need it to be reliable." But I'm content to like have a couple miss and overall still turn out the damage.
I know the argument is, but it's not the fastest way for this. It just makes it easier. That's all we're saying, okay? Some of us are just happy to get through the dang seed, okay?
Exactly.
Sid stocking up on the earrings. We got Jex going through, I believe, the dream right now, because I don't see a saving, so it must be going through the dream train.
And Kielbasiago going to check out what's in the Funbaba check.
Well, it's Pumbaba to start with. We know that. And we're going to talk to the girl in his Mog, helping with the birthing process. How would you feel if a mogul tried to help you through the birthing process? I mean,
I would feel like very cuddly and comforted. I mean, I'm not ever going to go through the birthing process as a cis male, but you know, if I had like a cute, like tough talking, you know, little bear with a pom pom thing going on there, like I gotta imagine that's going to help you through that process. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. So we got the Pumbaba, who obviously part 1 is always there. It's one of the more permanent things in the randomizer. But he will blow away 2 of the characters, and that was quick. So we're going to go to stage 2.
And just to remind anyone who might be confused, Sid has not found Mog, but his realm is wearing a Moogle suit, which changes his sprite to looking like Mog, whereas now Kielbasiago has actually found Mog, and unfortunately in Doomgaze, fortunately, none of his players are level 5.
Now, there is a bug fix now for this, that after the battle, the level 3 new character does go into the average now, so that is fixed now.
Yeah, this is one of those interesting quest quirks where the character joins your party for, you know, this half-scripted sort of setup where your character's been blown away and now you have an opening. So the Mog will have more than 62 HP once this fight's over.
And that was a quad 9 Pearl Rod break.
Go big or go home, right?
Oh, and that's what Realm gets for doing that. She gets a dirt nap. Level 3 Mog, bringing her back up though. Fighting for the cause.
Got something worthwhile to do there.
Also on the other 2, we got Sid getting the Saiyan for Jydor. Jex is taking out the Infrared and Shiva duo. That check. Things are coming together.
Everyone's inching a little bit closer.
Do Rod and Shield Break scale on magic or are they static-based damage? I believe it does scale with magic power, with the earrings and everything else, so it's just like casting a spell. The Rods cast the level 2 version, while the Shields cast the level 3 version.
I think that's all right, yep.
So, like, for instance, when Realm did it, she is one of the higher magic power characters in the game, and plus, if you add in the earrings like that, that's how you get the quad 9s out of it.
Right, and as Jav points out, using those items generally feels stronger because they do also ignore the enemy's magic defense. So if you casted a Fire 2 and then you broke a Fire Rod, you might find that the Fire Rod automatically does more damage just because they're guaranteed to max roll and they're going to ignore any magic defense that those characters have. So that's especially true when you're fighting Doomgaze, which is one of the enemies that has a much higher magic defense.
Sorry, I was laughing at Sid because the little girl wouldn't let him stop fighting with the little girl trying to get through there.
NPCs and sunk costs.
Yeah.
NPCs and sunk costs are the worst obstacles in Final Fantasy VI Record Keeper. This is the wrong Final Fantasy game. Sorry.
But Sid did pick up a gold, at least one golden hairpin I saw. I think he did buy one. So that's going to half or quarter his cost in his magic spells. Again, Merton strats.
We also see Jex going there to find Mog. Interestingly, I don't think Kielbasiago held on to Mog, even though he has that natural jump and has that dragoon horn. So.
Well, that's what I was telling you before the show. Mog is a lie in this seed. You're better off putting the apple weapon with the jump, with the horn, and everything else together. So, Kielbasiago has not done Kefka fight, but he is doing the Mog check for thief. And we found another thief, Locke.
I don't know, he might choose the item.
Yeah. A circlet? Ooh,
He teased us.
Nice little troll there.
Kielbasiago knows he's playing for an audience tonight, and that's a lock with lore.
Locke, not the best magic caster. That's a very dead Setzer, unfortunately. Did nobody get blown away on Jex's?
I think he only got one. Because the Mog is now in the party, so there had to be an opening for Mog. But I think sometimes Baba Breath can only hit once, and it might be someone in the chat might know. I think it's related to how much HP you bring him down. But sometimes he only Baba Breaths one character.
And we have Realm with the Dragon Boots, Dragon Horn combo. Not doing that much damage. Well, it's doing a little damage. Just enough to get it.
I'll be curious to see if he switches it to the Mog.
Sid's heading to the dream world here.
Yeah, we haven't, at this point we see a lot of the same checks being checked by all of our players. I'm still secretly hoping that the fact that Sid did the Leet River and found that Merton on Maduin, that he can use those Merton strats.
Yeah,
seems like there are enough shields to pull it off.
Yeah, that seems to be, and there's also red jackets available too, so that seems to be the big thing. It's Sid's possible Merton strats versus Jex and Kielbasiago pretty much just doing side-by-side the same dealio. But right now, Kielbasa is on the hill for characters, but still down 3 Espers. He's going to get one of them here, so he needs 2 more. Jex is doing the sky check, so that'll be another Esper. That'll be his 7th Esper if he could take down Dullahan. Searchlight open, never a good feeling though. Didn't do much damage though.
Yeah, I'm going to give a slight advantage to Sid here because he's about to get 2 quick Espers from this and then the Ifrit fight at the end of the dream. And that'll put him at 9 Espers. Then he'll only need 1 Esper and a character left. So I think he's still sort of closest to the lead unless Kielbasiago can do some really quick checks. Jex a little further behind.
I just thought a Seraph does have a little bit of healing.
Yeah, if you summon Seraph. Not sure if our players are thinking too much about that yet, but it's certainly something they can hold on to if it's interesting. Sid over past the square to enter the train.
I blame the Xbox controllers. Or even more so the Nintendo Switch controllers with the drifting.
That's why I use a PS4 controller.
I'm actually using a Logitech controller.
Steam controller? Anybody?
Great for games, not so much for equipment. No, I'm just kidding. Kielbasiago found something to buy here. He's doing a fire sale now.
Ceiling Cat confirming that Unbaba, quote unquote, died in that first phase, which is why only one character must have been in that lower HP threshold.
That was an over. I've never seen a Boombaba die overkill there. That's interesting. So Kielbasiago selling everything he has. I don't know. I did not see where he is right now. Did he buy it? No.
We see Jack.
Oh, he's trying to auction house the last couple espers. I did get one esper out of it.
We see glowing stones still available.
Yep, and that was on the first try for me. Yeah, it's the first try for Kabasa. So
that's some very nice
Fenrir. That's a good one. That's a big one.
Yeah, Fenrir definitely helpful as a backup for the third phase of the Kefka fight to protect against calmness.
So definitely worth the 20,000 there. Let's see if there's any other ones available.
He's already moving on. He's got the one he wanted.
Number 9. Number 9.
Turn me on, dead man.
Nope, he's going back for more.
He's going back.
There is more glowing stools available.
Now, if he gets 2 for 2, I'll be really impressed. No, now, we gotta get through the imp.
I do see.
That's why he saved. That's why he saved, because he knew that if you got that imp, it's not worth sitting through that whole little rigmarole.
Now, Jex is now climbing the World of Ruin Narsh. Does not have Yeti. But he's going up there anyways for either a dragon or Tritoch.
Yeah, he might do a little bit of both, recognizing that he stands to benefit from all that experience with the Atmo weapon. So it looks like he's going to hit that dragon and then try for an extra Esper from Tritoch.
Yeah, because he does have the combo set, but actually no, he doesn't. You can take that back because he's still running Jump and Dragonhorn on Realm. So has not switched that over to Terra yet. But you know what? I stand corrected with a 5,000 and 4,000 landing there. So
yeah, Realm's doing some good damage. I wonder if did she have like an ice rod or something equipped?
Oh, much damage? Aura Lance. She can equip
the
Aura Lance. That's what the other thing was. I remember that because she was like a powerhouse for magic damage, but she could also equip the Aura Lance.
Fixed dice. Fixed dice.
She has fixed dice? I didn't. Oh, where'd the fixed dice come in?
I remember her having it equipped earlier, but I forgot that it was still on her along with the boots and the dragon horn. Okay
then. Well, hopefully we can find oh my goodness. That's a Doom on top of the mountain.
Doom, not the worst of the statue bosses, but you definitely don't want to find any of them usually. Oh, and Kielbasa gonna head to this tower. We're in go mode. I didn't even see it happen.
Well, he must have bought the last Esper there from the auction house. That was his 10th item. So yeah, so he's going.
As Ceiling Cat points out in chat, always impressive to see a sub-hour tower.
That is very true. We are sub 1 hour into this seed. Jax is still going. He still needs 3 Espers. Sid's still going. He still needs a character in an Esper. And unfortunately, where he is right now, there is not an Esper at the end of this path on the Cyan Zozo check. So he's still going to be down an Esper and a character after this swing.
Jex does find the Esper he was looking for at the top of World of Ruin Narsh. Phantom. Oh, you know what? I got my Espers mixed up. Fenrir, definitely good for calmness. Phantom's the one that's the good backup.
Yeah, Golem's usually the one you use, but Fenrir is also the backup. So.
Well, what I've seen is folks with Phantom strats where the invisibility, if you can time it just right so that you don't get hit by a spell, you're good to block Calmness that way too. It's a little trickier to pull off, but both of those espers can be used in a pinch.
It's also good for the Phantom one's also good for the 10 hits too. That does help with that. That's a Genji armor in Kefka's towers. That's going to be definitely welcome to be equipped on somebody. Realm did not learn Fire 3 yet. So that's going to be a very late learn for her.
And, you know, Cid just picked up an ice shield, and I saw him check in. I wonder, I hope he's remembering Merton strats. He even looked at the Esper that has Merton on it. I'm really hoping for those Merton strats.
And there's the disappointment that we just mentioned. Not an Esper or a character.
But it is an Atma weapon. It could be something that can at least be put to good use. Not totally useless find.
Yeah, but fortunately this late, he doesn't have that high HP character like Jex has right now. On the Terra, that has 4,000 HP right now, so... Casting warp to get out. Jex is doing the Zozo balanced. And here comes the first mini-boss fight here for Kefka's Tower, and it is... it's Leader.
Leader! You always want to make sure that you've got that stronger party in the third one for that extra boss that could decimate them. Ooh, scimitaaring the leader. That's always a good feeling.
Especially from Saiyan, that's his check, so there you go.
Jex checking those sometimes skipped pots there in Zozo, one of the few treasures as you climb the towers there.
Cid's doing the Pumbaba Terra check right now to get the Mog, so that'll be his 6th character, so he'll be 1 Esper away from go mode. Jack's not getting the extra item in the treasure chest there. I think he feels like he's behind or something, even though it's only 1 hour in, so... But he's going to be ceremoniously met by Goddess, so...
And he's going to be disappointed to only find Marble Shoes up there.
Yes, not an Esper. So he's still going to be down two checks. Oh! That was a quad 9 jump for Realm.
Don't underestimate those fixed dice, especially with the extra multiplier.
I don't mean to. I mean...
No, I'm subtweeting, I'm subcommentating all of those other people in our community who don't like fixed dice.
Hey, I love the fixed dice too, so, but there's the Marble Shoe disappointment. And he's like, oh geez, so, whoa, this last Warp Stone. That would have been a very painful, sorrowful walk back through Zozo if he had to do that.
I've had to do so many walkbacks when I, do a first check and don't have one of those, my inventory already. It's very disappointing.
One of the checks I'm surprised none of them have done, and all of them, and Jex and Kielbasa has Go-Go with the Go-Go check. It's not
We've got
that
Merton
bad.
Strats. We've got Merton Strats.
All right.
Now this is a seed.
Oh, that's a very hurt Realm.
But she's got Merton. It's all good.
Quad 9s from the Realm. Disguised as Mog.
Hey, no spoilers in the chat there, Ravlin.
That is, I believe, a Vanilla Guardian, if I'm not mistaken.
I prefer a Cherry Guardian, but I'll take a Vanilla Guardian.
Cherry Garcia. But sets are doing trying to get those Bull Shark in the word. Getting a little low on HP though. Just more
a little
though.
bit.
Alright, now we got into the battle program mode for Ultros. It's going to be a tentacles to the face. Oh, barely hanging on here. Electing not to use Cyan. No, it's a dead Cyan.
But it's also a dead Guardian.
Alright, Jex is doing the Kefka in the Crypt. That will be an Esper, so that'll be Esper number 9.
Cid, unfortunately, about to be disappointed by selling all of his stuff and then buying a gem box. Although, he might like the gem box for his Merton strats. I don't know.
That is very true. I know he's gonna... Well, he only has like 7,000. So he needs to get up to about 20,000 to get it. Oh yeah, with Thornlight, that definitely put him over. Where's Jex going? Jex is going to Miranda? Or Jydor, that's Jydor.
So interesting, one of the other boss fights we're seeing here in Kefka's Tower is Tritalk. Tritalk can be really tricky in Kefka's Tower because there are only a couple of things that'll do damage to him. Unfortunately, throwing Shuriken is very reliable in that regard, but could trip up one of our other players if they don't have the right party for that fight.
Yeah, very true there. But Shuriken definitely going to make sure work with this. There Tritalk goes. Yeah! Cyan did have fire too, but elected not to use it. Not the greatest mage in the world either.
So now Cid's got the gem box.
So he kept it?
Yeah, he didn't reset.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, okay, what is there to check right now? I don't know what to check. And he's heading towards Narsh.
It looks like he's gonna go do where the Tritalk fight is, and get his 10th Esper there. Whereas Jex, very good luck in the auction house and found his 10th Esper for sale.
Yeah, the auction house was available for Cid, but I like to not try to do the auction house, try to get the last couple.
So we're going to see probably both of our other players heading to Kefka's Tower very soon.
Mm-hmm. We got one team on the hill now. Experience 8 going down onto Terra, try to gain that little extra 1 or 2 more levels on the boss fight here on the statue. Cid I don't know if he really wanted the dragon fight, because he was trying to run past the dragon, but looks like he's gonna get it anyways.
The one fight that he can't use Merton strats on.
Yeah, well, the Merton strats from the dragon's gonna be counterintuitive, so... the flare star there. That is number 128. So the junior version of Kefka's Tower.
That's kind of cute. Lore, they're unlocked putting that Quasar skill to use. A very powerful spell if you have it and make it useful. Locke obviously not going to be one of the primary endgame characters, but no harm in taking advantage of him.
No, about 900 damage each, and there's Jax with the KT entry at 107.20. So it looks like Team 3 is going to be the double throwers. Yep, so putting the 2 throwers together on Team 3. And that's 2 statues for Kielbasiago. Yeah, my entry to the tower when I did the seed was around 110. Was when I entered the tower. However, I lost to Kefka twice, so I ended up with a rough time at the end.
Yeah, that is not what you want.
No. So, But yeah, definitely the Merton strat's working out here with the 5 to 900 damage here.
That just excites me to no end.
But again, not in Kefka's tower yet, so still a little behind. Kabasa with statue number 3. The goddess statue is Magimaster. Now this tripped up a lot of our other runners. I know in the private chat area, the runners who complete the seed, if you complete the seed, you get led into this secret kind of chat area in Discord. A lot of them were saying that they had to reset, like, out of the tower to get back to this and try to find them again with a better team. However, luckily for me, I had Berserk on one of my casters, so it wasn't that bad of a fight for my guys. So.
Right, and the same is true for Kielbasiago. I saw Realm cast a Berserk, or had a Berserk, maybe. Oh, nope. Kielbasiago not going to rely on Gogo just throwing stars to get through that fight.
And that's what I was just talking about. A lot of people were saying that they had to reset out of this, knowing that what that fight was. So we'll see what happens here on how Kielbasiago is going to figure this out now.
Looks like he's not doing a full exit, but just trying to switch around some espers and see if that can help. Certainly his realm was out of magic too, which
that would do it.
Part of the problem.
Yeah, but like we said, the key thing to get around Magimaster is one of the tougher bosses in the game, even in the regular vanilla version of the game, is that you cast Berserk to freeze his wall changes, because every time he changes his wall and stuff, he has a different weakness to a spell ability. And if you can lock that down, you can just peg away at him. He's good to go. I don't know about throwing the a Ragnarok. That just feels bad, unless it was Kefka at the end.
I think he threw the scimitar though.
Yeah, he did throw the scimitar, but throwing Excalibur there, I mean, is that feels rough.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to sail through the rest of this battle at this point, though.
Yeah, but he caught that before the wall change, so I think any spell works if you can catch it before the wall change. Unfortunately, the only thing that slowed down for me was that he was weak to poison for after I locked him down in place. So. But that's statue number 3 down for Kefka. Kielbasiago, so you'll be moving on to the Kefka tree.
And the one nice thing about finding Magimaster at the end is you have a Mega Elixir to bring with you to help get through the Kefka fight, especially Fallen 1.
I didn't get a Mega Elixir though.
Everybody gets a Mega Elixir from fighting Magimaster.
I didn't get one. I did not get one. I did not get one from him.
Well, you gotta let Atma know, that's a bug.
Because that's what I said before. Like, I had to fight Magimaster to get there, but all I had was just regular elixirs and X potions. Never got a Mega Elixir. So maybe that's why I had to crash and burn at the end multiple times, because I never got it.
Yeah, I find that suspicious. So we're gonna see Kefka fights. Everyone's working through the tower now. Race to the finish. Kielbasiago can get through this without any issues. He'll be the winner of our 3 racers tonight for sure, with a pretty strong time for the whole ladder.
Well, don't say that, because I had to go through Kefka 3 times to get him down, so let's not jinx it yet.
My job is to jinx everything, to make the people watching in chat feel more anxious and excited about what might happen. Based on how Kielbasiago has been handling things, I think he's going to be just fine. That reverse polarity might screw him, though. I don't know. When everyone has to take a turn to switch rows again, that's not what you want.
So, yeah, that's one thing he didn't do to me, was a reverse polarity, actually. Come to think of it, I never got that move on all the times I faced it.
So if folks aren't familiar with these fights, here in the bottom tier, there are 3 different targets. One of them is vulnerable to Doom, which is why you saw Doom cast there on that long arm on the left. Kicks that out right away. After that, you want to take down the head, because if the right arm dies, and there's something else on the screen, you'll get some unfortunate counterattacks. But if you take the right arm down last, the short arm, if you will, then you're pretty good to go and don't have any major problems.
Yep, and also the head is allergic to Fire 3, so you're going to see a lot of Fire 3 spells bombed at its face.
Jex taking on the Vanilla Guardian on his way to the statue fights. Cid not far behind, navigating through pretty quickly.
This is going to be a pretty close race with everybody being Kefka's Tower at the same time here. Now on stage 2, there's 3 major things going on. You have that little face down at the bottom, that's called Tiger. It is very weak against Ice 3. However, there is no Ice 3 on this seed. You can get Ice 2 from the Ice Shield. But that's the best ice damage you're going to be able to get out of this. And that's what Kabos is doing right now. The second thing you want to do is mute. You want to grab one of your casters and throw mute on the guy all the way in the back there, the magic caster. And then the right round with the person holding up the tower tree there, that one is weak to Doom, just like Long Arm is, so you can Doom that immediately and get rid of that, just like that. And last but not least is the, I believe it's that Machine Eye thing right there in the middle. That's weak against Lightning, I believe. Unless that's the same as Doom.
That's the same as the Doom one.
That's the same as Doom, okay.
What's left is the buff blue guy on the right.
That's right.
And when the one tricky thing is you don't want to kill him last because he does 10 hits, which, it's only basic hits, but it can wear down a character really quick, and you don't want him to KO a character at the end of the phase and then you lose them as you go to the next tier. So that's why you usually save Magic, the one on the left who's currently muted, for last.
Because he's not doing anything because it's muted,
He's not doing anything because he's muted, and I think his final counterattack is just like some Dispel. It's nothing that's going to kill you.
Well, it does. He can do quarter towards the end, which if you're running like an Atma weapon or a Valiant Knife with a person with a lot of health, it can knock their health out quite a bit on that spell. So,
but at least you don't lose that character to the next tier.
Right. Unless, of course, you go up to the up to that boss and you cast Burton immediately in your face.
Has that ever happened to anyone? Has that ever happened?
Yes. It did. They did it the third time. They did it the third time I went through the tower. Opening move, Burton.
So thank you to Ceiling Cat for flagging. The current leader so far on this seed in the ladder is Edgestream with a time of 1:24. I'm not sure if our clock on the screen is exactly calibrated to Kielbasiago's clock, but still, if he can, get through the rest of this fight in 7 minutes, which seems very easy and doable, he might be the head of the board for this week.
Yep, and again, like Blog said, the time you see in the middle screen, that's just a reference for everybody. The official time is not put in until Kielbasiago hits this pause and he puts it into the Discord chat. That will be the official time. But also, another thing to know about Tier 2 is, after you get to a certain point where it's just magic up and he's muted, it's a good time to hit pause, heal up your team as best you can before you get into the Tier 3 fight, so you don't get, Mertoned and meteored in the face. So.
Exactly. And we see Cid has no problem with Tri-Talk, so to see as both of these characters get ready to hit their Magi Masters. So here in Tier 3, we only have 2 targets. The head that's sort of floating up there, and then the sleeping body or resting body. You want to take down the head first. It only has 9999 hit points, but if you don't take it down, it'll keep reviving rest or sleep. I forget which we'll prefer in our community. So you'll see quickly targeting them, and then your trick is you want to make sure that you've got some protection up for the spell Calmness that Sleep will use when it dies, which can KO 2 of your party members before going into the final tier. And if you get him low on HP, he's also going to start spamming Meteo, and that's not fun either. So this is a boss where getting through it as quickly as possible is generally the best strat.
Yeah, you saw that move there with Realm just cast Fire 3 at one of their own teammates. Well, that teammate was actually absorbs the fire damage that it just heals them just like that.
Very good workaround for how little healing availability there is spell-wise.
So Cabasa's got the Merton strats, just doesn't have the Merton. And there is the Merton coming from Sleep, though, however.
So we see Jex has found his Magi Master with Terra on hand.
But it does not look like he has the Berserk, though.
Doesn't.
This does not look good.
But he's got the
Oh, it's got the ammo
that
weapon.
can deal damage, so as long as he can connect, Magi Master has pretty high evade, which can make that tricky, but that's why I think we saw a Haste 2 cast there earlier as well, just to like give them as many opportunities to get hits in, because otherwise he'll be sitting there for a while and lose some time.
Here's Moonsong coming in from Kielbasiago. There's Fenrir. Try to get around that Calmness before he finishes off Sleep.
And generally that works very reliably because you're not going to get attacked by anything else. You're only going to get hit by spells.
Kind of at a stall right now. There's a Guardian to the face.
And now Cid's starting the Magi Master fight with his jumpers. That fixed dice jump probably gonna help him get through this.
But electing to go with Merton instead.
Do some damage before wall change. And Kielbasiago moving on to the final Kefka fight. So we're gonna see whether he can clinch that top time here in just a few minutes.
Again, not going for the fixed dice, going with Meteor now.
I'm not sure if I still have the fixed dice on there or not.
Yeah.
Meteor, non-elemental damage, so it takes a little bit of a time to cast, but you can just sit there and cast it until the battle's over. Probably still going to be a little bit more efficient than Jex trying to just make contact with that Atma weapon. He is not doing very reliably.
So Kefka, the first opening move will be fallen one here. Second, as soon as Kefka gets a chance. So far Kefka has a chance. There it is. And that lowers all your entire team down to 1 HP.
But if you have that Mega Elixir that Magi Master always drops, then you'll be good to go. Unless Realm takes a hit first.
There it is. There's Mega Elixir, so everybody will get back up to Steenie again.
Jex finally takes down his Magi Master. Finally got one more connect with that Atma weapon, and he's good to go to the final Kefka fight.
I just lost my stream there for a second. There, I'm back. And there's the charge up. Which means Kefka's almost down, so you just want to throw everything you got at him. So off goes the shields to try to max cast as possible. That should do it right there. Nope, still going. It just starts at the face.
There's the crack.
There's the crack. At approximately 1:23:07, right around there, we'll get the official time for you in a second. But I believe that is the leader of the clubhouse.
Certainly close and promising.
Yeah, chat, bring down the GGs, everybody, for the first finisher here on the stream. As Jax is about to climb the Kefka tree here.
And
Or Jax, rather.
Very, very close behind. Oh, with an official time of 1:22:59, is that what we're seeing there?
Yep, 1:22:59 is the official time.
And it's the time to beat for anyone else still playing the ladder this week.
Sub 1:30 is an outstanding time every time.
And I think we'll be able to see if we can get Kielbasiago in here to maybe chat a little bit about their experience getting through the race tonight.
Yep, well, you have to give him a quick little break here. Because, I mean, one thing, I love running these races and all, but when you sit there 2 hours or so straight sometimes, it's also an endurance test sometimes with these races.
It really is. I every time I feel like I want to try to like work on my competitiveness, I'm like, okay, I gotta like set aside this time, make sure there are no distractions, go to the bathroom first, and like really commit to, you know, not letting any other outside force get in the way of a good run. And we're gonna get Kielbasiago in the chat. GG, Kielbasiago.
GG. That was a really fun seed.
Not only that, but I think we've secured the top time in the ladder this week so far.
Yeah, it's what it looked like. I think second was like a couple minutes behind with Block. I honestly thought somebody, like, if they made a bold Funbaba, would have blown anyone's time away there. But I guess I'm guessing everyone followed the same path, or at least similar.
We saw a lot of the same checks. Cid, interestingly, did Leet River first, and that tripped him up a little bit. So that's why he's, probably just a minute or two further back, but found Merton on Maduin as a result. So using some really great Merton strats now. And
this is a really good seed for Merton.
Yeah, as he climbs the Kefka fight right now. What was your primary strat? You saw your starting characters, you got your Terra treasure room full of all kinds of goodies. Was there something in particular you knew you wanted to do with that, or?
I wanted to go Dragoon Realm, but I couldn't find any boots. And by the time I couldn't find any boots, I eventually found Bolt 3, so I transitioned. That was the only fun thing I wanted to do. Other than that, it was just, throw that EXP egg on, who was it, Setzer? Just get as many levels as I could.
Right, and I think all of you found Atma weapons as well, and so you could really put that HP to good use.
Yep. Yeah, I had like kind of a freak out at like 75% way through the seed, and I was like, oh crap, I have absolutely zero healing, and I sold all my elixirs early on. But I guess I kind of stopped worrying because I'm like, oh, I'm just going to do enough damage to just destroy everything.
Yeah, there was a very severe lack of healing in this seed. The only healing you were going to get was from the elixirs, which unfortunately you said you sold in the X potions on top of that. Yeah. But how'd you do with what was your toughest part with the whole Kefka tree there?
The final fights?
Yeah.
I didn't really have any other than the tier 3 where I kind of got creative with my healing. Just Bolt 3, Fire 3 on the 2 that kept getting hit.
Hey, it worked. So, with nothing else to work with.
Yep, I was planning on blowing the Mega Elixir there on tier 3, but then I was like, I wonder how the shields worked out. It worked out perfectly, so.
Well, and you also got very lucky with how your parties were divided up in terms of making sure you had something from Tritalk, making sure you had something from Magic Master, some of those other fights that can trip people up when they don't have their full top-tier party in the tower.
Yeah, the one thing I actually wanted to do was put Terra on the right, because she would have been crazy with hitting for 8,000 plus if I got her all the XP that Setzer got. But it's not a big deal. It was still fine.
I also want to thank you for one amusing little moment where for just a second we thought you might pick the circlet over lock on the Mog check. It was an appreciated tease for the audience.
I do it for the people.
A quick update during this interview: Sid had to do a reset on the Kefka fight and had to start over again.
Yeah, I think he had lost his Terra and was going to be transitioning to the second tier without her and did not want to do that. Particularly with Merton strats, if you lose the person who's equipped with the thing that's going to nullify the fire or wind, you can't use that strat the rest of the way up. So unless you just keep burning through characters, but that seems less desirable. Kielbasiago, anything else you want to share for the people? Things you wish you could have done or moments that really surprised you?
No. It was just good to see you. Thanks for watching, hanging out, all that. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, thanks so much and congratulations again. Good luck on the rest of the ladder.
Yeah, thanks. See you guys.
See you later. So although Sid did do the reset there, he caught right back up with Jex again. They're both on tier 2 right now. However, I think Jex is just finishing the second tier. Nope, still going.
Yeah, this is
like
where
still is
we see Odin there to take out Machine in the middle that's weak to Doom, but then these Merton strats are going to be so effective because of the AoE, right? When you have like a strong ability but can only do single target, then you're going to have to weed through each of these other characters. But with Merton, you're hitting all of the characters on the screen, all of the enemies on the screen, I should say, with a lot of damaging power. And as long as their counterattacks all coming at one time don't wipe you out, you can gain a lot of speed through this tier. Jack's moving on to the third tier there.
I don't even think that Reflect even does anything to Merton either. He just carves right through that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Reflect's generally not effective against any spell that is default AoE. Did we have an error there with Jex's stream?
Jex froze a couple times during the run here, so hopefully we get to see it back again. We're still looking at Sid, though, with the Merton strats. See if he can pass Jex on the climb here. Jeff, looks like, who's our restreaming broadcaster, is going to try to require it right now.
There we go.
There we go. So it was in the exact same spot. It was paused there. So again, the times are not official with a clock in the middle. The times are official to the person because they have a timer next to them while they're streaming. You don't see it on the screen here, but it is on their screen. If you want to look at them directly, like the Nightblood just said on their streams above.
Right. So just keep that in mind as folks are watching, that the sync between Sid and Jex is not exact, and so it's a little hard to tell, if Sid catches up or not.
And we just saw double quad 9s out of Realm there on the jumps there from Realm with the fixed dice Dragon Horn.
Ooh, now, Jex, we're doing a strat that I referred to earlier and it not working. Phantom is a way to avoid calmness, but you have to make sure you don't get hit by a spell after you cast it, or you'll lose the invisibility status and be vulnerable to calm again. And in this case,
that's a dead sense.
And medio. So there's not any way for him to get around the calmness. And with Setzer also down, this could be rough for Jex.
That's going to be Setzer out, and here comes the calmness coming in. There goes Mog. Only a single calmness, though.
That's lucky. And Taro, I think, had 1 second left on her condemned, so that could have been even worse. We'll see if Terra and Realm are strong enough. They can really turn out the damage, and I think Jex will be okay with whoever comes along to get through this final phase of the Kefka fight, but definitely not the way he wanted that tier to go.
Now, unfortunately for Merton stats, does not work too well on tier 3. because Girl is immune to elemental spells. So you have to use stuff like Flare, Merton, or just straight up heart damage to get around her. And like we were talking about earlier, not much healing. That's a cure of healing out of Go-Go there.
Yeah, that whirlwind definitely hurt, and using those cures to kind of just catch folks back up so they don't get one shot by whatever else comes next. Definitely not wanting to do that kind of healing when you don't have anything else, but you'll notice not bothering to heal Go-Go because Go-Go's about to get healed by Merton.
Yep, and it looks like we don't have any other characters for Jex. The only two characters remaining each have 1 health. A Mega Elixir, but only going to heal the 2 of them because the other 2 are already down. Terra does have the Atma weapon, I believe, so she'll still be trying to smack him for 6,000 damage. That's a quad 9 and a 4,000 jump. There's the 9,000 damage on the Atma weapon.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's okay with these 2 power hitters left. You just have to be really
Another
unlucky.
quad 9. Ultima, hello.
That's not something you usually see Kefka cast, but he's okay. He's going to persevere through it.
Okay. It is going to lower Terra's health damage down a little bit. Ooh, that's a swing and a miss. Look, sir, back up again for the Atma weapon. There's a 9,000 hit.
And
that's a
Jex
crack.
has finished.
That's a 133.52.
Still a very impressive time for Jex. He should still be very proud of that run. Cid still very close behind. Shouldn't take too much longer to get through this, and then a couple of Mertens on Kefka, and he'll be good to go as well.
Yep, here comes the columnist. That's a block out of Realm, and that was it. So nobody else getting hit with the columnist there. And we have a Jexvrok in our channel now. Good race out of you, bud.
Congrats.
GG's.
How was that seed for you? Tell us about your experience.
That one was a little on the strange side, all things considered.
Strange how?
Just the type of offense that I was running around with, the armor loadouts, weapons, just everything seemed a bit of a chaotic mess for me compared to what I usually do.
Well, you found those fixed dice and put them to good use. You found the Dragoon boots to put the Dragon Horn to good use. All things considered, it seemed like you pieced it all together in the end, even if it was a little hodgepodge along the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm just like, I have the Dragon Horn. I need to find boots somewhere, so I'm gonna do a little bit of shopping here and there as I come across, as I get near cities and all that fun stuff. And finding those boots in a barrel was just like, okay, we're good. Dragon dice is in effect.
And you put it to very good use. I think every single time Realm was in the air, she was coming down, and at least one of those hits was doing quad 9.
I also, because I was initially planning on having her be a Dragoon anyways, because she could wield the Aura Lance. I cranked her speed up pretty hard towards the end there. I don't know what my end speed was on Realm, but with the haste, she was just dropping left and right.
And that's a crack for Cid here at around 137.20.
So all very close between all three of you here tonight.
Nice. Yeah, the Kielbasiago did got a pretty killer time there. 123, yep. just shy of.
Yeah, he's going to be he's the current leader of the clubhouse right now.
Nice. That's very good.
He just cruised on right through. I was very excited, and I'm ready to ask Cid about it if we can get him in here too. But Cid was the only one who did Leet River and found a Maduin with Merton on it, and we were just watching him do lots of Merton strats as he climbed the tower and climbed the final boss there.
Yeah, when I got the final Kefka, I'm just like, I gotta play this very carefully. I have very limited healing, and my calmness protection is garbage.
Yeah, you're T3. We were all a little nervous there for you after what happened there.
Yeah, losing Setzer was bad. Or no, losing Setzer and Mog, both of them was a little rough. But those were the two characters that I really didn't mind losing whatsoever because their damage output was nothing compared to, Dragon Dice and Terra swinging an Atma weapon around.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then you had the luck to also get hit by an Ultima, which doesn't happen very often in Kefka fights, especially when you already have that much damage. So we were all sort of watching in suspense, like, could you get the damage out before an Ultima took you down? But you were fine. You were able to resist it. So then we weren't as concerned after that.
Yeah, and I had when I saw the Ultima pop up, I'm just like, well, I'm probably gonna survive this. The Terra having 6,000 hit points, and I got a backup elixir to slap on her, so I can go back to doing 9k damage per swing.
It was also sort of fun seeing you rely on that strat for Magic Master just because of how often you weren't connecting and you weren't in risk of dying because he wasn't doing much damage to you, to your Terra, but Terra just kept swinging and missing. Eventually you got him down, but it was sort of amusing to watch.
Yeah, I didn't feel like noping out to try and figure out some kind of non-elemental way to deal with him. I'm just like, I'm gonna just sit here and hold A. And eventually I will continue connecting because I'm doing 8k per swing at max health at that point.
Right. Of course, if you lost the health, then your damage would have gone down, but you were okay.
Well, yeah, because Bio and Poison, or Poison Frog and Bio hit Terra and just like, here, have some continual damage throughout this fight. So, popped the antidote, then he did it to me again. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Well, at any rate, GG. I think we also have Sid here ready to pop in chat, but thanks for joining us to chat, Jax, and thanks for letting us watch your race tonight.
All right, yeah, GG's. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
GG, Jax. And last but not least, we have Sid 137.02. How did that go for you, Sid?
I thought that went pretty smoothly. Merton, throw stuff.
Mr. Merton. Okay.
I was so excited, Sid, for you to find Merton, and then these shields kept dropping, and I was like, I want him to just Merton, and you did, and it brought me so much joy to watch.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was really hunting for those shields and something. I saw a couple dragons that I thought might have them.
Now let's go back all the way to the beginning of the seed. When you were going down that lead river, that was kind of rough going down through that river.
Oh yeah, I considered resetting that a couple times because was it Brachiosaurs? One other fight.
And then I remember you trying to Phoenix down an Apocryphos and that not working, and you only had one other Phoenix down, and fortunately you found a vanilla Ultros and didn't give you too much trouble at the end.
Yeah, I was kind of a Hail Mary on the Phoenix down because I didn't expect it to work, but maybe I forgot something. If it wasn't an easy boss at the end of that, I fully would have reset out of there. I think I had one fire rod, and that was it, really, at that point.
Yeah, that was equipped on, I believe, Terror at the time.
Didn't want to use it if I didn't have to, because I didn't have a whole lot as the way as weapons.
Well, at any rate, you put it all to very good use. I mean, there were actually a couple points in the seed where you were ahead. I think it was just very neck and neck in terms of who found the quickest Esper. And was it you who went and ran up and did Tri-Talk for your final Esper? And I think that was just enough extra time compared to both Kielbasiago. I mean, Kielbasiago was a little bit ahead of both of you, but both he and Jex went to Jador and found Espers right away. Didn't have to go through too many long animations or attempts there. So I think that was the only reason that you fell a couple extra seconds behind getting into the tower.
Womp womp. I mean, I was kind of betting on Tzin to have a Esper, and when it was just a gem box, that was rough.
Yeah, we did see the reset out of that. Plus, I mean, Kielbasiago, who is the leader in the clubhouse right now at 122.59, entered Kefka sub 1 minute. So I mean, it was just his night tonight for the speed wise. But so going into tier 3 though on Kefka with Merton now that you have to change your stacks a little bit because I know you're Merton, but it has to change a little bit there, right?
Yeah, I was kind of going to fall back on throw because Go-Go had throw natively equipped. It wasn't just mimicking that. And I had some stuff that I could, get rid of if I needed to do the higher numbers. I was mostly concerned about curing because out of all the Magicite that I found, it was just a cure 1. And I even checked on Realm right at the end just to see, maybe I missed something.
Yeah, definitely not a lot of healing available. And was it you who got hit by the whirlwind and were using a couple of those cures to just catch back up a little bit, which was enough. It was all you really needed to make sure that you didn't get one shot by future hits, but definitely not the kind of tactic you want to have to rely on either.
Fell back on Palador there. Let's see if this works out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Anything else you want to share about your experiences working through that seed?
I was just really no weapons through the whole thing. I was curious if the other guys got anything weapon-wise that I did not.
There was a fixed dice from Jex that he did use on, I believe, Realm with the Dragon Boots and Dragon Horn.
Oh, yeah, that would have been. I was considering putting Realm as a Dragoon because I found the Horn, but I never found the Boots until way later. By then, I already had Tier 3 magic.
Yeah, on my seed, I had the Atma weapon like everybody did, but I put it on Setzer with Dragon Boots and Dragon Horn, and I was doing that with my jumps instead of the. And he, at the time for me, his health was at 7,000. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think we saw, other than the Aura Lance that was right there in the Imperial base at the beginning, I don't think we didn't see any Illuminas. I don't think we saw any Ragnaroks. I think there was Excaliburs were for sale in the airship, but not, especially with some of the enemies that can absorb Pearl, not always the most reliable weapon. It can be a good stat sticks. But yeah, you're right. There were not too many other, unless you found those fixed dice.
Yeah, the only Illumina on the seed, because I have the full-on seed unlocked in front of me, the only Illumina was on a Celeste check on the Opera House.
Oh god.
In balance, but she was behind 5 other characters, and the first one was Gao, which was at the top of Magi Tower.
Yeah, that's never happening.
So the Illumina was probably never going to happen in this seed.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, made do with that. Merton's a lot of fun to use, and I don't get to do it terribly often in the seeds.
And it was, like I said, very fun to watch you and both of our other players tonight. So thanks so much for letting us watch your stream. Thanks so much for joining us to chat. Congrats. I mean, you still had a really great time for any seeds. So I hope you feel good about that. And thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I like doing these.
So that wraps up our show for this evening. We thank everyone who hopped into the chat, and let's also thank again everyone who helped us with streaming tonight. We had Javinator on tracking. We had who did we have for tracking? Ceiling Cat.
Tracking with Ceiling Cat.
Thank you, Ceiling Cat. And I'm Sir Blogslot, and Saberwolf. Thank you for being my commentary buddy tonight.
I love doing this. I love getting back into the whole commentating thing, so I'll be trying to do this with you guys every week. But we look forward to week 5, and another special thank you. I know Javinator was a restreamer. He's also the organizer of the ladders that we're doing. So a special thank you for all the work that he does behind the scenes.
And to anyone who's still kind of new to Worlds Collide, make sure you stop by our Discord, where everything is really exciting and everyone's willing to help you out, get started, and learn new strats. We have lots of different opportunities to participate in races like this. There's the Seed of the Week, there's our community races, there's the ladder, there's the Ban Battle thing that's happening now soon too. So lots of opportunities to connect with other folks. So check it out. And the game is still a game in progress. So Join the community now, and you'll be the hipster when we get to 1.0 and really bring in a much bigger community, we hope. So thanks again, everybody, and we're going to call the stream there. Have a good night. Be well.
Have a good night, everybody.